Hey guys, welcome back to my Live Boldly channel. So a trend that happens to me, and I would guess it happens to you, is that we can easily throughout our day start to feel overwhelmed. And the reason that is because we're not training our brains enough to be fully present in the moment. So here's an example. It's early morning for me. I've got my list of my morning routine things that I want to get done so I can get to some more work, some things I want to work on in my home or for our family or whatever it may be. And as my morning routine goes, I can start to feel more and more overwhelmed. So within 20 minutes of being awake, doing these things that I love and the things I love to do when I start my morning, why am I feeling overwhelmed? Well, here is the reason. If I am not fully disciplined with shutting off the things in my mind that have to do with the past, that have to do with yesterday, or this family member, or how is this going to work out today, and how are things going to work out with so-and-so. If I am letting myself reel in the thoughts of the past and worries and fears, and the thoughts of the future, worries and fears, and how's this going to work, then I will never be present. And guess what happens when you're never present? You will, number one, never get real work done because your heart won't be in it. And number two, you will never reach the big goals in your life that you want to. You'll never be present for relationships and growth and doing the important things in your life. So one of the things that I have started to do is really work on that control and focus. It's like everything else you hear. To be the person you really want to be, no matter where you are in your life, it's going to take focus and it's going to take discipline. And so when I'm in those moments, early in the morning, and I can start to feel, okay, Nicole, it's happening. You're 20 minutes into your morning and you're starting to feel overwhelmed. Then I say, okay, I'm going to shut my brain off to all of these worries and thoughts and cares that I have of the past, and all these worries and cares and thoughts I have of the future. And I'm going to pick one thing and I'm going to put all of my focus and all of my attention into it. And guess what happens? Amazing things happen. That's when my relationships totally grow with my kids and with my husband and with friends and with family. That's when I get real work done in my house. That's when I get to do the things I really love, whether it's at the gym and I'm kind of working out and kind of doing the thing that I'm passionate about, but my mind's on so many other things. I'm kind of half living. That's what it is. If you're not living in the present moment, then you're half living because you've got one foot in the past or you have one foot in the future. So I can just totally guarantee, if you practice this, like I said, it takes focus and it takes discipline to catch yourself when you start to feel overwhelmed, when you start to feel distracted, to just mentally just push those things aside, the past and the future, and say, okay, what can I do right now? Because we know there's only power in the present, right? What can I do right now that would make my life amazing? Okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go talk to this child and have this great conversation that I've needed to have. Or I'm going to go and sit down and write because maybe you want to start writing a book. I'm going to stop putting off all these things that I say I don't have time for. I'm going to push all these fears aside. I will sit down and start writing. Or I will sit down and finally set goals, whatever it is. So yeah, there is power in the present, but it takes a lot of focus and it takes discipline to control your brain. And guess what? The more you control your brain, the easier it gets. And then you can just mentally push those things aside and say, I'm here. This is my life. I am doing this one thing right now and I won't be distracted. So try it out. If you get overwhelmed today, try it out. Pick one action that you can take in that moment and put your heart and soul into it. And I bet you're going to feel so productive and so much more fulfilled. Okay, try it out, guys. See ya.